And yeah, so what's up, guys? This is Mash the Stampede. I have all of my tools here ready for the unboxing of the Gundam card game to assemble kits. I'll zoom in as I need necessary. But before we get started on that, I just wanted to real quick throw a shout out to some of the stuff I picked up at some recent conventions. And I guess we could start with some signatures that I got. So this has been a project that I've been working on for a while, which is getting voice actor autographs for Persona. So I already had four autographs total. Karen Strassman, Michelle Ruff, and the voices of Takaya and Igor, also someone else. So I already had these four, but recently I got Laura Bailey, who was the voice of the female protagonist in Persona 3, and also this was Liam O'Brien, who is the voice of Akihiko. So I only have like maybe one or two people left on this, so I was glad to get that. Obviously, I have it in like a really nice case. Those are kind of like the big people where you got to go to like a whole separate area. But on the show floor, I also got another signature for my Valkyria Chronicles project, which is basically to get as many voice actors as I can to sign this. So I had the voice actor for Miles already sign the copy and the book at Colossal Con. That's the book from the collector's edition. And this time I got Ray Chase to sign it. He played Claus. So he signed the cover. And in addition, he did a really nice job with like a golden Sharpie for signing the little art book that has his character right there. So hopefully I'll get a few more of these, but those are kind of like the long-term projects I'm working on. And then finally, one of my personal favorites in terms of game sleeves, got Robin Atkin Downs. Robin Atkin, RAD. His initials are literally rad. He's the voice for Travis, so I got him to sign this. I think one day if Suda is somewhere where I am, I'd love to get Suda to sign that too. But that was it for game-related autographs. I got one more autograph, but we can talk about that another time. So we also got some cool pickups. You guys will be able to see this on our Two Stupid Gamers channel. We'll be unboxing that. So this is Rita's Rewind. I'll be happy to show that off and play it on stream one day, if possible. I got a pretty cheap copy of Saints Row Day 1 edition for the PS5. I know it's not the best version of that game, but I want to get it. I felt like for $8 it really wasn't that big of a deal. Like it wasn't that bad of a deal. I got this, which this is kind of like my favorite thing that I picked up this weekend. It wasn't like the best deal or anything, but picked this up from Video Games New York. It's a sealed copy, at least I believe it's sealed from original seal from for a PlayStation 2 copy of Innocent Life, a futuristic Harvest Moon special edition. So any Rune Factory or Harvest Moon fans out there, that's really exciting. And of course, I got a bunch of cards too. No Gundam TCG stuff. I couldn't find anything that was worthwhile to pick up there. They had a booster box. Someone had a booster box, or a couple of tables had booster box, but they're all for like crappy prices. So I picked up these random Magic Mystery Packs. These are each $1. So I guess they repackaged cards that they had, sort of like a booster, but they charged $1 for it. So I was like, okay. I was buying something else, so like, why not? I got a $5 pack, Union Arena, Volume 2. I got some Digimon card game promos. These are free. I got a promo for the Gem Blenders, which I need to actually get. I want to actually get a full deck. This game looks really interesting, and my buddy told me that it's actually a very simplistic game to play. So I probably want to get. I've been actually collecting some of the promos. So I want to get into that eventually. These were from an official Bandai booth, so they were charged they're charging MSRP for them, so $5 a pop. And one of them is actually new. I think it's this one, Sinister Order. I think this is an early release. So all of these were $5. If I knew that it was just this one that was kind of the big deal, because it's a early release, I would have probably got more of this. But yeah, I got 5 packs of Digimon cards at MSRP. Otherwise, I probably wouldn't have bought it. I got a token, which I think that's really cool. My buddy Zero got a token and he showed it off, and I was like, man, I kind of wish that I did that. I don't play Yu-Gi-Oh, so I can't really use this with anything, but this is a really cool memento. You see, it's got the card back for the Yu-Gi-Oh game, and I also like that it includes the Comic-Con logo with the year too. That's kind of what you would get if you got a promo card. It would have the logo of the event or the promo event on it. But yeah, I thought that was really cool. You can also get it with a character, but I didn't want the character. I wanted the regular back. This I just found, the random hollow magic card, but it's probably not worth much. And finally, the last thing I got, and I have like incredible luck with these at conventions, but there was a spin a wheel. You pay $5, you spin a wheel, and you could get a random thing. There are like other prizes beyond that, but most of the ththings that you could land on were cards. And I looked at the wheel. I'm like, there's no way I'm gonna get this. An old school Gundam Wing card pack. This is from Upper Deck and Bandai, so these are official cards, but they're like an older release. And I looked at it, I'm like, there's 2 of these, and there's about 100 other things on that board. There's no way I'm gonna one and done it, and of course, I one and done it. I literally like gave the lady my $5. I spun the wheel, I closed my eyes, and it landed exactly on this, which is what I wanted. So in the traditional style of quit while you're ahead, I did not do it again. But I'm glad that I got this. I'm looking forward to opening that. All of this stuff is going to get opened. Well, except for these 2. All of this stuff is going to get opened on a future stream. Once we hit our sub goal, our cumulative sub goal, I'll go ahead and do a live stream. I'll find some other stuff to unbox too. So we'll go ahead and do some card openings on a future date. But that's not what this video is for. This video is actually for the Gundam Assemble kits, which I'm going to pull out right now. All right. So I'm just going to move all of my tools to the side. I don't know how much of this I will need. I've never opened one of these assembles. I'm assuming not much, but at the Bandai pop-up, me and my friend group, we had an opportunity for MSRP purchases of stuff for the Gundam card game, which was fantastic. So I ended up picking up, there's 4 assembled kits so far. I got 2 of them. These are really cool because it's not just the card game starter deck plus a promo card, but you get these figures to build. They're essentially minifigures, and as I understand it, you're supposed to use them on the token cards. If you don't know how the Gundam card game works, there's basically 3 card types. There's like your regular units and command types. Then you have resource cards, and you also have token cards. So to go with the token cards, if you have this special Gundam Assemble set, you can use these little figures with your token cards. It's not required, but I guess it's like a cool extra thing that you can do if you're really like into the game. So I think it's pretty neat. And let me just take a look at something here. Okay. Yeah, I think it's pretty neat. They're not shrink wrapped, so I don't actually need my razor, but we'll start with this one. The reason I only got 2 is because I'm obviously a Wing fan, so I figured I might as well. It's actually funny, now it's kind of useful because the Gundam Wing is kind of what I base my deck on, so I actually could really use it. But I also got the Heroic Beginnings Gundam Assemble set because I actually never got this starter deck. Everywhere I looked, I could not find the Heroic Beginnings starter deck. So I'm like, this would be one way for me to get that as a starter deck. Figures aren't for the card game. They're for the new tabletop. Oh, okay. Basically the Gundam version of Warhammer. Okay. So I guess I was a little bit confused because as I recall, Zero explained to me that it was you just put them on the... They basically serve as like a token. But okay, well, I'll keep that in mind, but let's, thank you for pointing that out, because I honestly wasn't aware. It looks like I actually will need my razor to take the sticker off. That's really ambitious, though, I think, of Bandai. to also, in addition to the card game, to also do like a tabletop Warhammer type thing. But either way, you're getting stuff with these assemble sets. You're getting stuff for the card game and also those figures. So let's take a look at the inside of it. We got our deck to the side. We got a couple of things in here. The promo card just kind of slid out, but yeah, I was glad to finally find these. Just a word of just a word of advice to everyone: if you can, don't buy these online because they're just not worth it. People are reselling them. People are reselling them for like double MSRP. So if you can, your best option is going to be to try to find an event that these are releasing at, and go there, because usually they'll be charging MSRP. If the Gundam pop-up tour comes to your town or somewhere where you can, like, you know, travel to, commute to, you might as well try that. If you go early, you might have good luck, and you can also get some of the stuff that sells out quick. But yeah, like, I mean, paying 35-ish, I think it was around $35 for this, is so much better than just buying it on eBay later when, you know, those people are going to charge you like a ton of money. This is just giving you some information about the team battle rules, which we haven't done yet. We're just kind of getting into it, but the team battle sounds pretty fun. So this is pretty much the majority of it. It looks like the little figures are around about like 5 pieces total. So I will need my gunpla cutter because we have some runners in typical gunpla style. Let me put that map to the side. I think this is going to just be another card mat, if I'm not mistaken. Not sure. Team battle sounds really fun. Want to try that someday. Yeah. Yep. Okay. Yeah. So this is kind of how, there's your shields, your base, resource deck, trash deck area. So this is another mat. I don't know if they've officially made like a play mat that has all of the fields on it. Like if there's an official version of that. But pretty much everything that you buy, every set that you buy is going to come with a paper version of the play area. So you have that. Let's go ahead and get our runners open up. This shouldn't take too long. So for those watching on YouTube, this is just going to be one video. But for everyone else watching now, I'm also going to stream later. So going to continue. After we're done with this, I'm going to play some Silent Hill. Try to get done with that. But I don't think this is going to take that long. Only a handful of pieces. It is a little bit more than just 5 pieces, but because it's 3 of them. But here we have the bases. They're kind of coming apart a little bit, but you have all 3 of your bases. This is really cool because I've never really done minis in any capacity. But before we get started with that, let me just take a look at what's inside the starter deck. You don't get like a whole lot of packaging with the starter deck. It's just right there. But we have our let me just zoom in a little bit. Okay, so we have our Ace Gundam cards, the Gundam itself, very nice textured hollow. We have a Gundam Aerial, Permit Score 6, also nice textured hollow, very nice looking card. There's probably 2. Let me take a look at that. Yeah, they're a little stuck together, but there's 2 of them. So those, I'll probably put them in a sleeve or in my binder or something just to keep them in good condition. Now the starter decks are basically all the same thing. Like they give you 4 sets of a bunch of different card types. I guess sometimes 2, because it's exactly what it is. It's a starter deck. You have everything you need to just start playing if you buy one of these. And again, another thing is if you buy it from a reseller, you might pay a lot of money just for a starter deck, but they're so cheap MSRP. So it's a really great way to get into the hobby or into the game. I actually very familiar with those cards. Yeah, the starter decks are a great way to get into the game as long as you can find it at like a decent price. It's just unfortunately folks are charging top dollar for them on like eBay and stuff. But if you go to the pop-up, there's like $15 for this, And you also get these little these little action point and damage counters. So that's all of the base cards. all the base cards plus the three aces, which are the slightly nicer versions. I'm gonna go get sleeves for this. Give me 1 minute. It's not like I'm trying to sell this or something. I'm gonna definitely be approaching the Gundam series a lot, the Gundam card game series a lot different than some of the other card collecting I've been doing. But because they're so nice, I still want to keep them in a good, like in good condition. I feel like you never know. You never know when you're gonna need these. They might come in handy for a deck you're building later, so you might as well just keep them in good condition because they're really nice hollows. But whenever you get a starter deck, you also get an additional bonus card. I called it a promo card, but it's basically a bonus card. I don't know if it's necessarily a promo. And this is just one card that's inside of this plastic pack. I kind of hate this. I feel like it's so wasteful to make a whole pack just for one card, but it is what it is. At the very least, the plastic will protect the card itself. So let's take a look at what I got. And I think this is another reason why these starter decks go up in price, is that folks are buying them up because they want to get all the promo cards. Oh, okay, nice. We have there's a lot of bend on this one, unfortunately. But we have an unforeseen incident hollow. Very nice. Let's take a look at that compared to the original. In addition to being hollow, you can see that the text box is actually gone. So this is the C version, this is the common version, this is the common plus, C plus version. So that's not bad. Again, very useful card. I'll take a look at it on TCG Player to see if it's like valuable or something. I don't feel like I need the hollow version of this for my deck. I will definitely have to put this under like a textbook or something. But yeah, that's for $25 is a great one. Oh, okay, cool. Well, then we're going to slab it. Thank you, Eric. I'm going to go ahead and slab that. Gonna put that right in here. And I got to put it under a textbook because it's, there you go. Very nice. Again, one more time. Here is the regular, here's the common, and there's the common plus. Just a couple of differences. It's not like some crazy alternate art one, but yeah. So that was the cards from Heroic Beginnings Assemble set. Now, of course, we have a bunch of stuff to build. So let me take a look at the manual real quick. This might take me a minute. Find parts, cut out cleanly, assemble, finish. Yeah, this is really cute. This is gonna be, I think, also a really great way to get folks into. Oh, let me just zoom out a little bit. It's gonna be a really great way to get folks into Gunpla too, because it's just a couple of pieces. If anyone wants to get into car kits too, I also recommend Aoshima, Aoshima. I don't know if I'm pronouncing that correctly. They do these snap kits, so you can build a really cool looking JDM car in maybe like 25 to 30 minutes. You don't have to paint them. There's no glue required, just like these. So let's start with Gundam, the main mobile suit. That's not going to be that. It'll probably be this one. Nope, it's this one because I see the shield. This one will be the longest, I guess, because it should have some more parts. Gonna put everything else to the side for now. All right, and I'm probably gonna need to look into how to sharpen these kit side cutters, because I've had this for years as well as this. The only thing that I bought new for Gunpla is actually my runner stands, which I really like, but we won't be needing here. You guys will learn more about that on our Two Stupid Gamers video that's coming up. But besides the Gunpla runner stands, also the tweezers. Tweezers definitely help, but we don't have any stickers, so there's really no need for tweezers here. You made your own runner stands? That is so smart. Like I had such a hard time making that video that's going to be coming out on our Two Stupid Gamers channel soon. I had a really hard time with that video, but what helped was the fact that I could cleanly organize where all of my runners were. So it's just such a great idea. What I typically do is I don't even really want to use these anymore. You know, because it's extra time clipping. But because we have so few pieces here, I don't think it really matters. I'm gonna open up the instructions. We'll have this on top of the instructions. Since there's a lot less pieces, I'm fine with doing like double clipping, but usually I skip it to save time. But yeah, Kugla, thank you for shouting out TSG. That's right, guys. Go make sure to check out the channel. Also, how you doing, Kugla? Welcome. We want A1 5, A1 4. So it's gonna be these two right here. So yeah, I think because these are tiny pieces. I'm just gonna clip them with the sharp one. You also want to be very careful not to lose pieces that are this small. It happens, unfortunately, it happens more likely than you want it to. If you have like a very dark carpet, you're not finding those pieces. That is going to be gone forever. Unless it's like a contrasting color, like a white piece that falls on like a black carpet or something. But otherwise, you will have a hard time. Now, you can also, people will take sandpaper and they'll sand it down. People will take like an X-Acto knife and they'll try to clip off the residue. I'm not doing any of that. I'm not really really good at this at all. But yeah, it is what it is. So we have piece one. We have the one piece right here. How does this go into it? Okay, so probably slides in. 1 second. Oh, okay, I see. The front. I might like kind of go in and out because I gotta see things better. I don't have like a good view of it. There you go. One day I want to invest in should be able to see that, but that's like the head right there. One day I want to invest in people that work with really small pieces like circuitry and stuff. They have a beautiful setup where when you put the thing underneath this little camera, it just blows up the image for you. I got one of those for my dad for Father's Day last year. I don't know if he got any use out of it, but I'm like, I know that you do a lot of soldering stuff, and that could definitely help. I don't do soldering, but there are times that I'm like, man, I really wish I could just blow up this picture that I'm seeing right now. These also look kind of fine, so I will clip them with the regular one. That one is a little bit bigger, so let's cut that out. Yeah, good morning, Kugla. Thank you for stopping by, man. I appreciate you guys coming out. Like I said, I will definitely we will be re-uploading this to YouTube later, so there's a bit of a live component. But for anyone watching right now, live on YouTube or Twitch, we're gonna go ahead and switch over to Silent Hill F afterwards. Actually, let me just check YouTube for a second. Forgot to pop out my chat. This is the difference between live streaming and not. Okay, let me pop that out. Okay, sorry. If anyone was chatting on YouTube, I apologize. I wasn't able to see you. But yeah. Also, Eric, feel free to stick around after the Gunpla and the card opening. I do have a bit of a surprise for you if you want to check it out. But yeah, okay. So we got my map here. So far we have the body, or something that looks like, oh, this would be like the back, and we plug the head in here. Looks like about here, because it's going sideways. It's very interesting. This is not typically how Gunpla would work. Like, you wouldn't have all of these different body parts of the Gundam like already mixed into one. You know, we've assembled 3 pieces and we essentially have like 50% of the Gundam complete. So that's not typically how Gunpla works. But obviously for this, it's not going to be quite the same. I think I can just easily clip this here. Yeah, let me see. You want to be mindful too. You want to be mindful too not to clip out some stuff that is supposed to be jutting out. There are times when you're, like right here, the manual is actually pointing this out. You don't want to clip that part on the bottom. You just want to clip above it, the part that connects to the runner. You want this prong here, or peg, this peg, because that's how we're going to get them onto the bases. It's going to stand there. So, you know, it's funny. I don't know if I'm going to get into this Gundam Warhammer thing. I had no idea that that's what that was going to be. I'm wondering if maybe Zero felt like... this was supposed to be for a token, because that's kind of how it's... That is kind of how it's marketed on the box. They put the minis on top of the tokens. So, yeah. But anyway. Okay, so we have basically the other half, minus the shield gun, shield, 1 arm, and 1 leg. So we will take this and clip it in. It should look something like this. Here. Bam. Okay, cool. That's pretty much almost done. At the Bandai pop-up, they also have a whole thing where you can paint them. So they allow you to, or they give you like an opportunity to demo painting them and stuff like that. Right over here, I have some nasty residue. Again, if I was like a professional Gunpla person, I'd know how to get rid of this and make it really nice. But for my purposes, again, this is just kind of like a fun thing. I don't need to make it perfect, in addition to not being able to make it perfect, but I'm not really going to. So let me do the other leg. Then the arm and the shield, and then onto the base. The painting, yeah, it seemed like a lot of fun. I'm gonna go back there again and hopefully get the STO5 deck. But even if I don't get the STO5, I wouldn't mind trying my hand at painting them. There's 2 demos that you can do there. You could do the card game demo, and you can also do a demo where you paint these guys. So, fun stuff. Like, I've really enjoyed the pop-up. Now, what I haven't enjoyed is the fact that it's just everything it's very high in demand. So the STO5 deck is the newest one at the time of this live stream, but weren't really able to get our hands on it at the pop-up because it just sold out so fast. They just had a really limited quantity of them. And now I'm starting to feel like maybe that's partly Bandai's fault. The way the pop-up is set up, I think it's really good to curb any kind of scalping nonsense. Resellers and stuff like that, for the most part. But the fact that they limited the release of the STO5 so much really puts the power back in the hands of the scalpers, because most people just aren't going to get their hands on it, but they want the deck, so they have no choice. They're just going to pay someone like $70 on eBay for something that's worth $15. So they definitely should change that quite a bit in the future, hopefully. Now, Eric, when you painted these, did you have to paint... When you painted these, did you paint the pieces first, or did you paint them after you assembled them? There we go. I guess that's it. It's a little more curved than I thought, but there we go. That's it. Let me just pop out one of the bases, get them real nice. There's one guy in line I talked to on Sunday. He had like 10 STO5 decks. That's crazy. Okay, well then never mind. I guess it does not curb scalping in the slightest. You can assemble or paint then assemble. It's your preference. I painted first, then assembled. Okay. I think I would do that too, because then if you make a mistake, once it's assembled, you can just try to paint over it again. There you go. All right, so that's the first minifigure. I think I did an okay job. It is movable though because you only have a peg on one leg, so it kind of moves. It's a little weird to me, but there it is. Obviously, if you wanted to paint it, you'd have to get paints and tiny brushes and stuff like that. But yeah, let's move on to number 2. That's gonna be the gun cannon. Yep, it's kind of cool. He's got like a little ground thing. There, you guys can see it. He's got like a little ground piece. And I think these will be a little bit quicker because it doesn't have as much pieces, I think. So we start with 2 legs. It's 1 and 2 into the body. And at some point I realized that like I don't know, it's just better to use the sharper, more fine one first. So I don't really have to worry too much about having any major part of the runner left over. And I'm also just kind of lazy and I want to do things quick. So for me, this ends up saving a little bit of time. Again, if you were more of a like professional gunpla person, like if you did it like a better job than I'm doing, you could also sand these things down. Many people do. They make fine sandpaper specifically for gunpla stuff. So, okay, that one's a little bit big, so I'll use this bigger cutter. Get it later. There we go. And I think this one will be fine here. I think you kind of also like rotate it a little bit and then clip it. Everyone has their style. I've been doing gunpla for years, but I still feel like there's a lot I have to learn. So there's still a little bit more for me to clip here. I hate the pieces that are left over. When I used to do this all the time, I felt like my room just had tons of little plastic bits all over the place. It was gross. One goes in here. These pieces assemble so easy. They like go together so nice. I think you can still you can also glue them too. Obviously, if you don't glue them, you could just pull the part right back off. So if someone wants to have them never do that, you could potentially glue them together, but you don't need to. This is fine exactly the way it is, and you don't have to. I like clipping off the runner, then cutting it off with a hobby knife. Makes a cleaner mark on it. Yeah, yeah, yeah. That's a good way to do it, for sure. But yeah, like I said, to me, I don't know. I don't really do gunpla seriously, and I don't do it as frequently, so I'm just pretty quick. However, I have a bunch of kits that I still have to do. So maybe we can have some future Two Stupid Gamers TSG build episodes on that. Got a couple cool ones. Nice. Yeah, I like how all of these pieces go together. Too many small pieces. But let me tell you, Kugla, this is so much better than having like 1,000 pieces to build the frame and then like the inner skeleton and then more pieces to go on top of that, and then the weapons are individually, the weapons are like individually pieced too. So that all just takes so much time. This, yeah, you're right. There are definitely a lot of small pieces, but I don't know. This is way quicker. You can do like a whole set of these. You can do all three of these, and we could do the 3 next ones in the time it would take to do a typical master grade. I'm gonna lean in on this because I can't see very well. There we go. And also with like the master grade and more, like the bigger gunpla stuff, I feel like getting in a small piece like this would be a lot harder. Sometimes I try to get in like the head or the wings on the helmet or something, and it becomes such a chore to line it all up right, and then I find myself like having to force pieces in, and it's just not going well. Whereas with this, all of these assemble so effortlessly. I can see why they called it the assemble set. It's right there in the name. But just one more piece to go on this, plus the base, and we have our second one done. And then 3 more for the Gundam Wind Kick too. I find like, I know that Gunpla's thing is to have everything on a runner, but I feel like with these bases, they could have just kept them separately, because the company will be able to make to make these bases like very perfect with nice edges and stuff. But if you clip them on the runner, you know, you're gonna ruin that smoothness. Some of it is gonna have to either get shaved off if you want it nice and smooth or whatever. But yeah, I mean that's just a small thing I noticed. So this has a peg right here that goes into this. Looks like it's this way. Yes, okay, I see. So we just got to find the correct placement. Oh, perfect. And it had a nice click sound too. And then this guy just goes right in here. Oh, that's funny. The hands aren't actually on the figure itself. The hands are in the little platform. I haven't had time yet, but I want to fix up the base for the one I painted at the demo. What are you gonna do with it? Because to me, like, just so everyone knows, like, what I'm pointing out is when you have the base attached to a runner, there's going to be a little bit of residue left over, so it doesn't have that smoothness to it. But I mean, again, if you're not like super serious, it isn't that big of a deal. I'm just pointing out like little flaws here and there. So we have one done. We have the second one done. Let's go ahead and move on to the last one. Just gonna pull out the map a bit. So this one feels like it's in even less pieces. 2 guns, 2 treads, and then I guess a front and a back. So very first thing we have to assemble is the front and the 2 cannons. Oh my god, I'm also now realizing another thing. With more intense gunpla, what usually ends up happening is, you know, you're thinking so much about the piece, the number. I don't have to worry about that here, because there's so few pieces. It's just, oh yeah, I just grabbed that part. It's not like, oh, I need A1. I need A1B, you know, B16, whatever. I don't have to worry about that kind of stuff. It's just go right for the part that you're gonna need. This is like the most casual way to do gunpla. I love it. Not sure if I want to be wastelandish or cityish for. Oh, I see. Like paint the base too. Paint it. People also put like little terrarium stuff on it, like grass, dirt. That's really cool. Yeah, I didn't even think of that. Okay. I guess I'm going back on my word here. For these cannons, I'll need. I mean, I don't really need it. I could figure out, but I am actually going to try to stay mindful of the numbers. So this was number 13, that was number 12, but I think you'll be fine regardless. I'm just being extra here. So 12 is the one that goes on the right, it looks like. All right. And this one goes here. That's I thought I broke it, but I guess one cannon is higher and one cannon is lower. That's funny. So next we do the other part, the other half of this guy. This is weird. The runner is like already pre-broken for you, but then you still have to take the runner off. I don't get why they do that. I've been seeing that a lot more on kits over the last couple of years that I've been doing Gunpla. But yeah, I don't understand why they do it that way. Doesn't make sense to me. But yeah, gotta clip that off. I also kind of wonder if maybe it wasn't supposed to be like that. It broke in transit, like the pieces broke off of each other. But yeah, cool. Redo that. All right, there we go. Wonderful. You know, now I'm realizing I should have probably done this for the TSG build, although I didn't have it at the time. But instead, I ended up doing the master grade from Premium Bandai Heavy Arms Custom. and that ended up just taking so much time. That would have been better for a stream because then I don't have to go back and edit it. But it is what it is. We're already here. All right. This one's easy. So the one without the peg goes on the right. Yeah, oh my god, this is so effortless. This is so effortless. If you've ever like thought, wow, I want to do Gunpla, but it looks so it looks so like challenging and I don't want to do all that work, or I don't know if I'll be good at it or whatever. Man, get one of these assemble kits. I'm sure eventually they'll also make them without cards, so if you're not interested in the cards, you know, you don't have to worry about that. But get one of these assemble kits. This is like the best way to do Gunpla if you want it to be super casual, super easy, super fun. Right. And that's it. There you go. We have our three kits from Heroic Beginnings, 3 little figures that we made. I'm going to take a quick pause on the recording. Still be live. I'll take a quick pause on the recording and bring over the other one when I just clean up some of this stuff. So just bear with me, folks. Number 2. All right, we're going to move on to number 2, which is kind of the more exciting one for me. Obviously, Heroic Beginnings, like I said before, this is the cool promo card that we got. But Heroic Beginnings, that was good for me because I never got that one. But this one, I play a Gundam deck so far. So having this might help me. I don't know about that. We'll see. But, yeah, let's take a look at it. Got there at 750 and got STO5. Nice. Nice. Well, I think that's my plan then. I think that's going to be my plan. Very carefully open this up. Remember, folks, be very careful when you're using razors. I have 2 more copies of the Wing Gundam from this deck. It's pretty good. Nice. Well, I can't wait. And I'm so glad because I love the Leos and the Tallgeese and stuff. To me, and this is not going to be a popular opinion at all. I already know that. But to me, the Zaku is not that interesting. Like, it's cool and all, but I always prefer the Leo. I'm partly biased for that because obviously, I grew up on Gundam Wing. It's my favorite Gundam out of them all. But I just love the way that the Leo looks. All the Oz units, they're so cool to me compared to like the Zaku. So to now have like minifigures of that's going to be dope. One of these is the mat. Is it this one? Yeah, okay. So this is the mat. We don't need that. Put that to the side. And hell, I mean, if they still have them available, when I go back to the pop-up, I might just end up getting another one of these Gundam ones because I just love it so much. But yeah. Okay. Once again, you get your bonus pack. You get your pack of cards here. We're going to do the same thing. We're going to go through all the cards first. Like I said, being a starter deck, this is giving you pretty much everything you need to start playing the game. So it's all basically the same stuff, no matter which box you're opening. They're all going to be the same cards more or less. So we have 2 Wing Gundams. Gonna sleeve those. We have 2 Tallgeeses. They're getting stuck. I don't know why that is, but they're 2 Tallgeeses. Those are nice hollow textured. Wing Gundam Bird Mode. These are good because they can, by deploying them, you get 1 resource additional. So that's actually really good. Gundam Heavy Arms. I am looking for a Death Sight in this promo pack. I don't believe the Death Sight comes with the starter. The starter is just going to be the same as the stuff I got before. I get 4 heroes, 4 Zeks, 3 simultaneous fire, 3 peaceful timber, Siege Ploy, which I thought Siege Ploy was kind of I thought it was kind of useful, but it doesn't seem that useful to me anymore. St. Gabriel Institute and Corsica are your 2 bases. And then, of course, all the resource cards. Now, because this is the Wings of Advance, the Gundam Wing starter deck, your tokens are going to include Leos and also a Tallgeese. and then you got your cards on the back. So yeah, starter deck, these are the same basically every time. So I'm going to put that to the side. I'm happy with that because I'm just, you know, getting another set of these Gundam Wing cards. If I ever need to replace something or I ever need to swap stuff around, if ever I need like 4 of something that you only get like 2 of, because this is my second Wings of Advanced starter deck, I already, yeah, I'm already good to do 4 of them. Like you only get 2 of these Wing Gundams, but now with 2 starter decks, you could get, you can play 4 Wing Gundams if you wanted to, or 4 Tallgeese, because, you know, 2 times 2 equals 4. Math. Ever see Tall Goose? No, I've never seen Tall Goose before. What is that? Is that like a meme or something? Would add another Corsica into your main deck. Yeah, I really like Corsica. I really do like Corsica. Ah, that's a nice rip. So let's see what we got for our special Wings of Advance bonus card. This doesn't want to go away. We got, ooh, very nice C+ Sandrock. Again, there's no box over here. Everything is shiny. It's textured. I love what they do with these Gundam cards where like the mobile suit and their beam particle effect stuff is all individually textured. It's very nice. I don't know if this one is worth any particular amount. I'm not sure if Mr. Hasu, you know of what the value of this one is, so I'm not sure if I should top load it just yet, but that's all the cards for this one. And now let's get into the actual build. Oh wait, I forgot these. I think it's like 6 or 7. Okay, so that's one I'll just put in my nice binder with my nice cards. But it does look very, very spiffy. There is a bit of a bend to it, but that should get fixed over time with the by just being under a binder. All right, so we have our runners, we have our menu, or manual, and in this one we have a Tallgeese, we have a Leo, that's just kind of like standard, regular action pose, a standard action pose, and then we have, I think it's a Space Leo, that's why it's purple, which is attacking with a huge gun. They have this, I think that's like a jetpack on the back. This big cylinder on the back, and that's kind of what allows them to be in space. You'll notice that, like, when you're watching Gundam, usually the progression is maybe they start in space, but they'll, like, go back down to Earth, and then towards the end they'll go back to space as well. That's typically what happens. Not every time, but with Gundam Wing, you're seeing that too. All right. Okay, so the Leos have like, wow, the Leos have like no pieces. It's the Tallgeese that has all the pieces here. Let me just zoom out a little bit more, zoom in a little more. Okay, perfect. So I'm gonna put the bases to the side. We'll start with the Tallgeese since they'll take the longest. And it still shouldn't take that long, but yeah, let's start with the Tallgeese. So first we're doing 2 legs, the torso, the head, and the backpack, or at least part of the backpack. So let me, yeah, this one is way more complicated. It's like double the other Leos. So A10, I'm now actually having to like be mindful of the alphabetical stuff, like which number ID is for the piece. Another one and 2 more down there. But yeah, if you guys are enjoying this, we're gonna have a huge Gundam video coming out, Gundam/Gunpla video coming out on Two Stupid Gamers. I definitely recommend you guys check that out. If you're on my Twitch chat, it's just !TSG. But yeah, I gotta work on that. It's gonna take some more time, so it's not coming out tomorrow, but it will be out, and when it's out, it's I'm just gonna be so glad that it's finally done. Like we haven't had a video building models on our channel in a while, and I'm really sad about that. So it's kind of like a momentous comeback to just a really fun series. Okay, C1. It's over here. Thought that popped out. I'm gonna bring this closer to me. Like I said, I can't really see as well with my setup. I just want to take a look that I'm not busting up something that's cutting up something that's not supposed to be cut. There we go. This might have a problem getting in. Now that I think about it. You guys can't see it very well, but it might have a little bit of a problem getting in. I'll try to just carefully flatten it. Okay, well, hopefully not. So you got the head, the torso, the back, and 2 legs. 1 and 2. If you're from America, you're definitely more so familiar, likely, with Gundam Wing than you are with the other Gundam series. At least if you grew up back in the day, in the 90s, when we had our anime fixed through Toonami. Gundam Wing was pretty much the rock star of the Gundam franchise in the US. I still kind of don't really understand why that was the case, but they hit on something, and I'm not complaining about it because it ended up being it's my favorite series out of Gundam. So it's just nice whenever they do stuff in the US for Gundam or Gunpla or whatever. You know that the priority is generally going to be on featuring Wing. So yeah, like I'm not complaining about that one bit. I guess it sucks if you're into some of the other franchises. Gundam has a lot of great series in its collection of anime. It will not go in. Yeah, this one is having a slightly more difficult time. Try to take my knife and just scratch it up a little. Okay. Because the little connector is so small, it's really hard to fine tune it, but it needs to be flattened out a little bit. Otherwise, it doesn't want to go in. I'll have to probably come back to this, I think. Yeah. Weird. Also kind of looks like the face doesn't want to fit. Huh. Weird. Well, anyway. Someone might need some glue or elbow grease or something. Oh, there you go. It's in. It's in, but that doesn't feel very stable. So I'm gonna just move on to the next step and hopefully finish this soon. Then we have this on the back. I've said this before, but I hate when I have any kind of model that I'm worried if I'll come back to it after a while, like on my shelf, and it's just like knocked over. I hate that. So I think that might apply to this one here. Like I'll just come back and the head is ripped off, but there we go. And next 2 pieces are the arms. So it's the arms this is what you typically see with Gunplas. An arm, a whole section of the Gundam is like multiple pieces put together. So this is C5 and C9 together. And then there's... Oh, okay, I see. That's interesting. I'm having a hard time like visualizing this. Just stuck here on my TV. Thank you. I appreciate that. If you got a lurk, all good. Appreciate the lurks. You're huge now. Okay, so you can see it better than me. So now I need you to guide me. I got you. I appreciate you checking out the stream today. I think this has to link into this, and this has to link into that, is what I'm looking at here. Yep, C5 and C9. Okay, yep, so these two and these two. Okay, C5 and C9. Okay. So a little extra piece on there that has to be broken. I don't know how this works, but I'm assuming that adding that extra piece will protect the thing here from getting damaged. C5 and C9. How does these two go? How does these two go together? Oh, it's this way. Like this, maybe? Is it like this? Hmm. Okay. Like this. Ah. I had it sidewards. Okay, cool. So we have the whole piece together. That's gonna be this one right here, and then one more. Yeah, we're definitely feeling that this is the longer one, since by this point I would have actually already been done with at least one of the other kits that we've done so far. So far, out of the six of these little minis that I've put together, the tall geese is the one that takes the longest time. Take this off the arm. We're almost there. So same deal. It's kind of like sideways. This. Yep, there we go. Very nice. Okay, cool. So I have both sides now, and it looks like this one would be to the... Well, I guess it doesn't really matter, because you can see it pretty easily. Bam. Oh, that is a secure fit. The peg is very long, so once you assemble the arm on, like, that's not going anywhere. That is a great fit. And this thing looks fantastic. The tall geese in general looks great, but like in this action pose, it's awesome. So we just got to get the arm, the arm cannon, the shield, and the base, and we're done. We're done with the tall geese. Look at that. These things aren't quite so simple. This one actually had a good amount of steps to it. While we were at the pop-up too, I also found out that now they have an even more entry level Gunpla tier, grading tier, whatever. So like how there's high grade was like the easiest. There's also real grade, master grade, all that kind of stuff. Well, now they have like an even easier grade that I guess is designed to kind of bring folks in. I forget what it was called, but we saw it at the pop-up, and I had no idea that they were doing that. That's such a good idea. Oop, sorry, I hit my camera. That's such a good idea. I feel like when they first released Perfect Grade, not Perfect Grade, when they first released Real Grade, it felt to me like it was kind of an attempt by them. It was kind of an attempt by them to try to get folks into it, because the Real Grade gives you like less cost, but still a good amount of detail. It's just a smaller scale, so it's not 1/100. It's like Master Grade is. It's a 144. And while I don't like 144, this is not my cup of tea. Yeah, I thought that was kind of what they wanted to do, was to bring people in with Real Grade, but maybe it wasn't working like that. So now, with an even easier tier of Gunpla, I guess their plan with that is to try to get in a more casual base to join in. So maybe I could do that for a future TSG build. Again, I had no idea they had another one, but it was there at the pop-up. Hold on. This is not fitting the best. Oh, there you go. Ah, perfect. Beautiful. What was really cool too was the hand is actually not on the arm. It's part of the gun. So we have the gun, the shield, the jetpack wing things. The face was a little bit weird to get in. It almost like wouldn't fit. I wasn't sure what I was gonna do, but we eventually got it. It's not on there secure, but it's on. Let me just get the base. It looks good. I'm excited to build and paint all mine now. Yeah. Yeah, I wish I was a painter of these, because this would be great. Painted. All right. A little click. Wow. That little peg that connects to the base is doing a lot of work. Look at that. This thing must be pretty heavy, for a little fig. So that peg is doing all the work, but that thing looks great. It would be fantastic painted, but yeah, miniature painting is surprisingly easier than you think. Nice. I don't have like a good fine hand for little details like that, so I don't know if I could do a good job with it, but definitely something I'd like to do. Oh, you guys can see everything just fine. Okay, so next we're gonna move on to Leo, which is obviously this one. So we're gonna go from a piece that had like a bunch. We're gonna go from a figure that had like a bunch of pieces to one that only has 3 pieces. That's fun. That's really funny. Okay, so don't even really need to look at anything because it's just 3 pieces. Let's just pop everything off real quick. And before you know it, we'll be done with this one too. So my thing with Leos, again, I really like Leos. I think they're cooler than Zaku's. Like I said, I'm definitely biased on that because Gundam Wing is my favorite Gundam out of the whole franchise, but I really like the design on the Leos and stuff. So for the longest time, I was like, damn, we have like a million versions of Zaku's, but they're not making any new Gundam Wing like common enemy type model kits anymore. And it just bugged me so much. I'm like, damn, they just don't make that, and I would totally get one if they made it. But they finally got around to giving us a high grade version of a Leo some time ago, and I think it was somewhat of a limited run. I don't remember, but I went crazy and I bought like 5 of them because they were super cheap. I bought 5 of them, and I literally got a message from the store proprietor, like the person that runs that company, or I guess maybe someone else from the company, and they literally thanked me. They were like, your purchase really helps us a lot, so thank you for that. And I'm just like, yeah, the second that they announced, like I've been saying for years, like once they announce a Leo model kit, like I'm buying them. And I was definitely not kidding. So I also have this, but in like a bigger version, and I'll definitely have to assemble those. I have 4 of them that are unbuilt, so I'll definitely assemble those too. And now, because of Premium Bandai, they also recently released the space version, and there was another version too. So there was like a blue and a space purple. So I have those kits as well. Hey, Berselli! Yo, Berselli, thank you for the raid. Welcome on in, guys. Berselli, I hope you're doing well. First, by the way, that's right. We were all here for it. How's it going, man? How was your stream? I see you were playing some Berselli, welcome. Oh, it doesn't say what you were playing. Let's go ahead and give Berselli his hourly shout out. It looks like you're playing some Disaster Report. Nice. How was that? Mr. Hasu says, I never got into Zaku or Leos. I just like the Gundams. That's valid. I'm not going to complain about that. It was Disaster Report. Nice. Well, this is our thing that we're doing today. Unboxing some stuff. I have one more of these little model kits to go. And then I have a quick... I got a little surprise for Mr. Hasu. So we're gonna finish this up real quick. But yeah, thank you for the raid. I appreciate that. We have another one that doesn't have many pieces. So 1, 2, 3, 4. Oh, and there's a stand here. Oh, you need a stand for this one, but I think that comes with the base. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 pieces plus the stand and the base. Let's do this. Yeah, this was great. Like I said, if you guys want one of these, I highly recommend trying to find a release event for them. I know it's a pain to get tickets or to have to wait on a long line or whatever, but it's just like if you buy them online, you're gonna get so screwed by the resellers. So try to find them in person. Try to get them for MSRP if you can. It's totally worth it. This has been for like the $35 or whatever. This has been like fantastic. And online, if you go online to shop for these, like the crazy reseller folks are gonna sell them for like double the price, if not 3 times the price. It's the shame of it. It sucks. It's kind of killing not just this hobby, but many other hobbies too. I've been a victim of it many times over. I showed off a bunch of goodies that I got for from conventions, or from a couple of conventions I went to recently earlier. This weekend I was at Comic-Con and I wanted to get something for my friend because she likes Nana. That's a Japanese manga / anime about like a rock band somewhat. There's more to it, but that's part of it. And they're doing like an early release of a manga. It was a good price. It came with a collectible, and it's like within an hour it just sold out. Like it really sucks. But then some of those folks are gonna end up going around and selling them online for really high prices, that just sucks. Because like my friend who just wants it as a fan of the thing, is not gonna be able to have it now. So it's the unfortunate thing we got to deal with a lot of. If you're into Gundam, if you're into card games, if you're into sneakers, if you're into, whatever, like there's just people that they use their unemployment to benefit themselves financially, like, getting ahead of on lines. They use bots and stuff like that. It's a bunch of BS. But I did not get screwed over by resellers for this. I actually got myself a copy of this, and I'm pretty stoked about that. I hope you guys have been enjoying this as well. Oh, this is interesting. We got to put a little a little piece into the gun and the arm. So that's nice. I like that. They kind of like mix together. I played the game as a kid. It was easier as an adult. I don't even think I made an entire... Oh yeah. I finished like all the Advanced Wars games on stream several years ago, and I'd never in a million years would I've been able to do that when I was in like middle school. Those games were so hard. I think I may have gotten close to the end, but yeah, strategy games were like, they were games that I really respected and wanted to be good at, but I was terrible at them. I think you read some of Nana. Yeah, I watched Nana. I didn't read it, but I watched it. I mean, it would have been cool to be able to read it if I got a copy of it for myself at Comic-Con in addition for my friend, but I didn't. But yeah, I watched a little bit of Nana. It was pretty cool. It's a cool anime for cool guys. All right, there we go. We have our Leo ground type, our Leo space type, and our tall geese. These are definitely my favorites. I mean, I still like the other ones from the Heroic Beginning set too. I think those are pretty cool. I think the Strike Gundam, the Gundam Seed ones would be really nice, but I don't have that. And the last one was like Xeon Rush, so that's the other one. But yeah, but these are great. The Gundam Wing one's obviously my favorite. We also got some cool. Got some cool cards too. But before I close out this video / move on to the next part of the stream, which I'll have to take a quick break to like organize stuff, I want to show off something real quick. We're gonna go ahead and glaze Mr. Hasu here for just a minute. But I also want to show him something. All right. I also play Final Fantasy Tactics Advanced and Fire Emblem. I never played Fire Emblem as a kid, although I am planning to get into that. I also never played Final Fantasy Tactics, but the remake looks interesting. I think I'm gonna pop that up. But again, before we go real quick, I also just wanted to show this off. So when we went to the pop-up, I got a really cool gift from Mr. Hasu, which was a custom designed 3D printed Gundam deck box to keep all of my Gundam cards in, or at least my deck and the accessories that you need to play. So it has a really cool cut out engraved design of the Gundam Heavy Arms, which is fantastic. That's my favorite Gundam kit. This opens up, got some magnets, and I'm pointing this out not just because this is so cool and I'm so grateful that you made this and gave this to me. Obviously, you get to keep your deck here. But I also want to show you that I modified this slightly. So right here we have not just our resource cards in the back. We also have some tokens. And when you showed this to me, I remember one thing that all of us kind of like pointed out to was that the tokens were kind of hard to see because they were engraved and it wasn't that clear what it was supposed to be. So I went ahead and I modified it. I printed out a whole bunch of these labels. So now I have a pretty easy way to distinguish the 1 damage, 2 damage, 3 damage counter, and the minus AP stuff going forward. So all of these have been labeled. It took a little bit of time to label them. And also I forgot to put the minus on the AP, and I was like, damn, so am I gonna go print out more of them? I just cut out like little minuses on it. That also took a little bit of time, but now I have a damage counter for how much damage each card has, and also the minus AP for each of these. So once again, Mr. Hasu, thank you for this awesome gift. I'm definitely gonna use this for my main deck and going forward, and it's going to be real fun that we're going to get to play together. I can't find my dice. I have a collection of dice somewhere, so I'm going to put the dice in here eventually, but yeah, so that was a really cool gift. I appreciate that. You can, if you got 60, that you can put them. Yeah, I'm going to put them in. I just need to get myself like a nice dice. I want to find a 6-sided die that kind of looks Gundam-like, you know? So, but yeah. Almost done printing my own deck box. Dude, I can't wait to see it. Yeah, you did some fantastic work on this. And again, you handed this to me and I'm looking at it and then I turn around and I see the Gundam heavy arms like engraved into the side. I'm like, bro, this is so sick. So yeah, that's gonna do it for this part of the stream. If you guys are watching this video back, definitely like, comment, subscribe. Also, make sure to check out our YouTube channel, Two Stupid Gamers. We do a lot of variety content. I stream like twice a week. If you like this whole setup where I opened up a bunch of cards and stuff, and you're on Twitch, I have a sub goal going. When we hit cumulative 40 subs, I'll go ahead and open up a bunch of cards. So I have some stuff that I showed off earlier, and I'm sure by that point I'll have more. So once we hit 40 subs cumulative, not all at once, that's just cumulative, I'll go ahead and do another one of these card opening streams. I like doing them. It actually helps me a lot too because I end up not having to re-edit it, so it saves me a lot of time. Just like this is going to be its own video. But yeah, I'm going to close out this video. So thank you guys for watching. Again, my name is Match the Stampede, and I hope you enjoyed today's content.